Hi, this is Matt from Short and Stout Tea Company, and I'm coming to you today to talk about brewing the perfect cup of tea. And there's three components in brewing the perfect cup of tea. It comes down to the amount, the temperature, and the time that you're brewing that tea. First is the amount. For white tea, you'd probably want to use about 1.5 teaspoons per 8 ounces, and green, oolong, and black tea, about 1 teaspoon per 8 ounces. Of course, these are all just suggested starting points when you're working with a new cup of tea. Once you're familiar with that cup of tea, that tea style, you'll know to meet your expectations of flavor whether you want more tea or less tea per cup. The second component for brewing the perfect cup of tea is temperature. White tea and green tea doesn't hold up to the hottest temperatures, they can get bitter, so we'll use approximately 180 degree temperature water for, again, white and green tea. Oolong and black tea can hold up to those warmer temperatures, so to extract all the goodness from those tea leaves, we're going to use 200 or 205 degrees. Traditional British and Indian chai calls for boiling water at 212 degrees. And the third component is time. Oolong and black can go 4 to 5 minutes. White tea, even 4 to 5 minutes. But green tea, you have to be careful where you'd only want to have about 3 minutes or even less. Speeding ahead, here we have our green tea all completed. That's going to give it a nice green. Sometimes the sencha will probably give it more of a straw type green color. Our black tea is going to be next with a much more malty cup. If you accidentally oversteeped any of these teas, especially black tea, it can become bitter and astringent. All you need to do is add a little bit more water to it, and it can mild out that bitterness. White tea is next up, and this is a very, very delicate tea, hard to make astringent. But you'll notice that 1 teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons of tea really expanded greatly. That whole leaf really came back to life when it was rejuvenated in the water. And lastly is oolong. Oolong is a cross between green and a black, and its flavor notes are buttery and nutty. So there you have it, 4 perfect cups of tea: white, green, oolong, and black. Just one thing about re-steeping. Here's a close look at oolong, and you'll notice a couple different folds of tea still left in there. Each time that gets hit by water, it will unfurl a little bit more, giving you different flavor notes. Again, this is Matt from Short and Stout Tea, 1736 Western Avenue, in town of Guilderland. As always, at Short and Stout, it's time for tea.